Listen, you should know that I'm always right. That's one thing that you should know about me already. Okay, right?
Yeah, I've also heard you say transponders never lie. The same day it was showing Angie had run like a 13-second lap.
She did. She ran a 13-second lap.
Yeah,
They never lie,
they
dog. I
never
mean,
lie.
listen, I'm telling you, Angie was a lot faster than y'all give her credit for. Okay, I hate that she's retired
She was running
because
13 flats in
she
a cup.
was
Oh,
she was damn getting it,
well,
buddy.
let's
I
put
mean,
her on the.
she
She needs to
was
be
getting
doing
it.
down in Smyrna right now.
I mean, I'm just saying she was getting it. Old boy Kent Chrisley, number one, and letting us know
I
when we're
couldn't
number
tell if
one.
that was a thumbs up or a middle finger.
Bobby Bush joining us. Oh man, I wonder if Lauren has a new account where he can join us tonight, or is he just not going to be able to watch?
He might be.
Uh,
He
I'm
might
pretty
be.
sure most people on here know by now that Lauren Yoder got hacked on Facebook.
His
Man, he
uncle
lost his.
deserved it.
The bad thing about it is that he lost his pages, his Yoder's meat pages. He lost his um no
Oh,
rest farm pages. He lost it all. He's been working trying to work with Facebook to get it back, but that's a that's a lofty goal there. John Hale joining us. Um,
I wanted to
anyways,
make a post and just see how many people I could piss off and be like, Lauren's uncle deserved it. He
oh
was
my
a piece
God,
of shit. Just to see people be like, what's wrong with you?
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you didn't do that.
I
Holy
thought about
smokes.
it and I was like, no, these old people I'm friends with, all these old guys that do this racing thing.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
dare you? I'll get the racetrack canceled.
Yeah, Kent Chrisley said as soon as I saw those items for sale, I knew he got hacked. That's pretty much a telltale. Even though Lauren said he's got people trying to buy stuff from him, still calling him saying, "Why don't you hit me back?" I mean, it's wild.
I looked at that thing and I was like, damn, I didn't realize Lauren's family had money like this. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, what episode are we on here? Episode
Maybe
96.
95, 96.
96.
We got a month.
Episode. I know we got 1 month. 1 month, or if we take some weeks off, we got 2 months. You know what I mean?
Practicing.
So we'll see. Um, but episode 96, the Pit Chatter podcast, presented by Yoder's Custom Meat Processing. And you know what they say, no,
Can't beat that meat unless
but
you
you
hack it
can,
on Facebook.
but you can't steal the page. uh,
I'm
horrible.
gonna start saying that every week now.
Oh Lord, Lord Jesus! The kid Grizzly said there were some smoking deals. Well, there was some smoking deals. You had to be smoking meth to think you were getting those deals.
So let's ask some pertinent questions here. What was Lauren looking at on his phone that people
I,
hack into his stuff?
I told him it was too much midget porn. So
It
that's
was
what I
probably
told him.
some kind.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it was, but I'll tell you this, okay? And I spent all day yesterday researching Facebook to make sure that didn't happen to me, okay? And it still could, but I don't want that to happen. I got about 30 pages, 30 Facebook pages that would be in trouble, and that's not good.
I thought about when I messaged him, messing with the guy, whoever it was, or woman, might be a female hacker.
Might be.
I was like, what if I message this person? That's all they need to get into my stuff.
Right.
Or they
right.
get mad at me and they're like, I'm coming after you now.
You're next, bud. You're next. I believe that wholeheartedly. I believe it wholeheartedly. Anyways, so be on the lookout for a new Lauren Yoder account. Be on the lookout for a new Yoder's custom meat processing account. All that good stuff. We're gonna keep him. We're gonna keep his name out there, even though you can't go on his Facebook and look. If you need his phone number, hit me up. I'll give it to you.
Poor guy.
All right, let's see. We ain't talked since last Tuesday. Well, we have, but we ain't talked on here with everybody since last Tuesday. And the Clash Wednesday. What'd you think of that mess?
Well, I didn't get to watch it live, and I started seeing all the posts on Facebook. It was about half people pissed off and half not.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think, but I'm glad my boy Priest got it done. I've been waiting for
you,
him.
Yeah, you'd been waiting just so you could use that photo on Facebook.
It's been on there for a while.
Well, yeah, but
Nobody noticed.
Yeah, nobody knew who that was. So
now it had relevance.
Yeah, it's cool to see him win. Cool to see how emotional he got after he won. I thought the race was killer as far as like NASCAR couldn't have asked for anything better than for things to go the way they did, given this, getting pushed to Wednesday. Halfway through the race, it starts sleeting and raining and such. So, I mean, they really couldn't have asked for much more than that, to be honest with you. That's good talking points that gets people talking. It don't matter what they got to say. It doesn't matter what anybody has to say as long as they're talking about you.
I agree,
I
but
mean,
at
we've been
the
talking
same
about your
time,
dog pissing on the bed for weeks, and it doesn't matter. We're talking about you, Noah.
at the same time, I'm upset because we know now the class will never be there ever again.
I wouldn't bet on that. I mean,
It's a bold strategy.
I tell you what, if you told me today, I'll bet you $100 that it won't be there next year. I'll take that bet.
I think they should travel around to different short tracks.
The problem is, 90% of them have crap weather. So, and most of them don't have the infrastructure of the city of Winston Salem to, have roads ready, and so it's just not a. I don't know. I don't know.
Place is a dump. What do you mean the infrastructure?
I'm just talking about the city. I mean, they have, it's not like going to South Boston, okay, Franklin County, Pulaski County, it's not the same level of people, working in there, and the equipment and everything that they have and the opportunity and all that. So it's just not the same.
Well, most tracks aren't owned by NASCAR. That also has a lot to do with it.
That has a lot to do with it. Got a lot of dirt racing going on in Florida right now. Brandon Overton, Florida and Georgia. Brandon Overton been fairly dominant in that. I don't know if you've been keeping up or not. No, I know you're not. You're not really a dirt fan. I know, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay for you not to like the best form of racing there is. But
I heard
um,
that there was a race. What? How do you pronounce that one with the V?
Volusia.
Volusia.
Yeah,
Fallujah? Ararat?
yeah. Well, you said with a V. Well, the other races were at Screven, so they both got a V. They just that one starts with a V.
That's all I've heard about dirt was that there was a race at Fallujah.
Yeah. Volusia.
Fallujah. That's what I'm calling it. That's how I'm going to remember it.
Oh God. Yeah.
Fallujah.
Yeah. 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 Uh Anthony Herron said didn't White Coffee win at Screven? I don't know if he won at Screven or Volusia. I'm not
Is
really
that
sure.
how
I
that's
can't remember
spelled?
which one that he won at, to be honest with you. um but anyways, um, that yeah, I mean, I can't believe you didn't watch the 25,000 to win SCDRA race and the 5,000 to win Seahawk race. Both races exceptional. Seahawk race came down to the line, which I thought the guy who they say finished second won the race based on the video. I don't know how they determined that. I think the transponders might have lied. I don't know. Man, I'm waiting on a comment here from you. I said transponders lied, and you don't even say anything.
Oh, I'm sitting here thinking.
Oh
I'm
my
trying to
God,
think.
man.
What was the SCDRA race? Was that the video I saw where like the two dudes broke at the very end and
Oh, I
some
don't know
dude
about.
came in from third?
Yeah, well, there was a bunch of stuff. That race had all kinds of things that
It had like a
happened.
hole down in the bottom of like 3 and 4 or something.
Oh yeah, in three, yeah, yeah, it had a really, really good hole, and yeah, it was very exciting. Very, both races were really exciting. Front wheel drives put on some of the best racing there is. So, um, got some racing down at New Smyrna. We talked about it pre-show. Paulie Hartwig putting it on them down there in both the Tour Modified and the 602 Modified so far. He's really good. Former Legends driver with us at Franklin County. Ethan Troll. He's headed down to New Smyrna. He may be there tonight. I'm not sure. So got a lot going on down in Florida. Wish I was there. Checking out some of the racing. They got a lot this week. Got a lot next week. Got a lot in a couple of weeks. Just a lot of racing going on down there. Um, one bit of sad news to pass along. Robert Walden, who was media guy for Eastern Tennessee. Knew him, really well. Interacted with him a lot at Kingsport and Lonesome Pine and um, Volunteer Speedway, Bulls Gap. He passed away. He had been struggling with an illness for a while. So I want to pass along our thoughts and prayers to his family. So. Um, on the opposite of sad news, you got Minnie Tyrell, local late model driver who started his career at Shenandoah Speedway at the age of 9. Me and Kimberly, we were at his first race that he ran in up there at Shenandoah. He won the race, the Ram race for the seat, um, which was a really cool show. They did a really good job with that thing. They didn't have much time to produce it at all. And I didn't love all the things that he did in that show, but man, it coming down to him and Carson Ferguson, probably the two most marketable guys in that deal, and two of the best race car drivers in that deal for sure. All those guys were really good, man. I think that was one thing that Landon Huffman said on his podcast was that it was that Ram really missed explaining how good those drivers really are, how good those 15 people really are, and for it to come down to those two. I mean, Carson Ferguson, obviously a Legends standout for a while, dirt racer for I think Paler Motorsports. Runs super late models all over the country. Really cool to see Minnie get that deal. I know you hate the whole thing, and you're gonna piss on it, but it was
Well,
great.
listen, I decided I hadn't even watched it last time we talked about it.
Yeah,
And I figured, let me give it a chance. So I went, and luckily, whatever the first few episodes are out when I watched it,
yeah.
kids cover ears. What a fucking joke that show
Oh
was.
my God,
We
it was
got
great.
dudes out here competing for multi-million-dollar jobs, pretty much driving multi-million-dollar cars, and you got them at a junk go-kart track driving
Yeah.
little pieces of shit that break.
Listen, that was the
What are we
cheesiest.
doing?
That was the cheesiest part of the show, but I think it was just for entertainment value. They used that for entertainment value for the show, which I think is fine. It didn't affect the overall standings in the end anyway, so it
And
didn't
the
really
one
matter.
dude was an ass.
Tanner Rife, yeah, I think he made himself look pretty bad in that show, and I think they maybe used him as the villain to make him look worse. But I mean, definitely made an ass out of himself. So.
And the guy that runs it all, he was kind of a douche too there at the beginning, just because the one kid pointed out that the one car was faster than the rest,
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
like, "You don't say that. What are we doing here?"
Well, I can tell you one thing. Just knowing the wards, Trevor might be the smaller of the wards, um, but Tanner Rife didn't want none of that. I can tell you that right now. That would not have ended very well if they would have gone outside and got into a fight. That would have been really bad. Just
I
saying.
don't know.
Just saying.
I'm not a fan. I think it has the potential. It could be a really cool thing, but
Yeah.
make it a lot more professional than damn go karts out on the.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, you got to listen. They did a good job. I thought it was great. I'll let you piss on it a little bit, but I think your bed gets pissed on. You can piss on the show. It's okay. It's all good. John Campbell wants to know when the new newsletter's coming out soon. That's why I wanted to build up a database there so we can start sending. I'll start sending some information out. It's the Pit Chatter newsletter, man, for Franklin County Speedway. Got it coming out soon. It was on Facebook. You don't go on there, so
When
it
was
was
it
good.
on Facebook?
About an hour ago.
Oh well, I have been playing BeamNG for a while.
Robbie Young wants to know. So anyone want to take bets if Noah makes it to home money without any interruptions? He probably does not.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Found it.
Yeah. So
No, we're good. I got the setup. I'm on the iPad, not on the phone that overheats.
yeah, yeah. Caleb Hall jumping in about the Seahawks race. He said that I was bamboozled about the 95 not winning. We were all confused. Very, very, very confused. So
You used AI to make this picture, didn't you? Especially
right.
Franklin County.
The picture in the background, yeah.
That's why it says hot pit. It got
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah. Well, I thought that worked out. When I seen that, I was like, that's perfect. Did the snow cancel Bowman Gray? No, they raced. They raced last Wednesday. So
Jeremy Mayfield was not happy about that. I don't know if you saw his post.
yeah,
It done.
Jeremy. Listen, Jeremy has jumped on the Facebook content creators, thing where he wants to, make money off of Facebook, and Jeremy says a lot of shit.
Well,
So that's
good
all
for
I'll say.
him. I mean, he lost millions
I'm
of dollars when they
oh,
screwed him out of a job.
listen, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Hey, let me
Although
run
the
through the rest
comments
of this
were
stuff
hilarious.
while I get of course Doodle Lang's coming on tonight. I've got to get him on here in just a few minutes. I'm kind of behind already, so let me run through the rest of this stuff that happened. that we can talk about. Keelan Harvick winning Florence Motor Speedway. Um, you know, he
Rich dad,
yeah, I don't even, I'm not even believe Paul even got disqualified. The truck arm mafia got him. URA, they're known as the truck arm mafia. They got him. Got Josh Berry for the same type of infraction or on the same part, anyways, at uh, Southern National last year. So I don't know. You got any input on that?
I'm
No.
waiting
Okay.
for I'm waiting for Diaz to call.
He should be calling any minute. I'm
He's
sure.
been
Sure.
not as good lately.
Well, he hasn't. He keeps forgetting when the show is. Let me send Doodle a link here so we can get him on the show.
You never even sent him a link?
No, well, listen, I don't like to send people links too early because then I got to deal with them too early. So I just wait as long as I can. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So
That was crazy. Don't ever do that again.
yeah, well, I do a lot of things that I should never do again. I'm doing them all the time, actually. So all right, he should get set up there, and we'll uh, we'll chat with him here in a few minutes. In the meantime, we'll take a look over here at the comment section. Of course, Caleb Paul, he says everybody's illegal. He says the 81 was legal ID crap. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what that
Yeah,
means.
everybody's illegal.
Yeah, John Kim, Bowman Gray was a joke. Hopefully it goes back to Dayton. I don't think it's going to Dayton, Ohio, but unless you know something we don't, John, and you do usually know something we don't. So, Anthony Harris said, "What about Cletus McFarland trying to run in the Truck Series?" I mean, that's been kind of his progression. He did ARCA, now he's in trucks, and um, he's good for the sport, no matter how he runs. I know people will make fun of him, and if he wrecks out or whatever, they'll say you shouldn't let this guy, blah 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 blah,
It's
whatever.
just the old people getting mad because
Yeah,
somebody's a little personality.
100%, 100%. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Just like they hate Carson Hocevar too.
All
Oh,
right, let's.
I'll wreck everybody.
Oh, they do hate
But I
him. They
loved
do hate
Dale
him for
Senior
sure.
back in the day. He was my favorite.
Speaking of somebody who's like Dale Senior, let's bring Doodle on here.
Damn, he was quick. Hey,
Yeah, I
cut
gotta
it up.
uncover. I
Ain't
gotta
no Mike
uncover my boy.
Wazowski.
Over here. Let me go find that. Oh my God, Doodle! Appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Ain't no problem. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man. Don't get on here and start acting all PC and professional now. Okay,
No, you ain't
that's
got
the
to worry
one thing
about
we
that.
don't want.
I'm ready to talk about some of them bullshit rules.
There
Oh
you
my God, we ain't talking about no damn rules. Okay, we
save
ain't
that
talking
for
about no
the end.
damn rules. None whatsoever. Me and you've talked about getting you on here since what last year, and then I half-ass everything, don't ever get it done, and then last week, I mean, this dude's out searching for a damn TV and all
I
kinds of
know that's
stuff.
right.
So glad to finally get you on here, though.
Uh, Glad to be on.
Well, let's go back a little bit. Some people know who you are. Some people don't know who you are. Most people probably watching this probably know a little bit about you, anyways. But they probably only know you from the mini stocks. Let's go back.
Right.
How you get started in this deal?
Actually, believe it or not, got started in a mini stock. I bought an old car that Ray Bear had, big old Thunderbird mini stock back in '95,
Hmm.
and I think we run. The old man put a motor together, and we went to the track probably 7 or 8 races. That's when we had 20, 25 mini stocks every week then. Steve Lamb
Yeah,
and Steve Lynch, Chris Martin, Gary Joyce, all those guys. And
there's some good ones.
yeah, some real good ones. And man, the best we can run that thing. I think we lucked up one night and finished like sixth or seventh. And my dad, anybody knows him, he's not a Ford guy. He's Chevy
Yeah,
man. And in the off season, I ended up trading it for a pure stock Camaro that had actually had the motor out of the championship car that Mike Owens had that he had wrecked. And we started running it in '96, and we've been going at it ever since. We run the V8 cars up until I think 2003.
yeah,
We left Franklin in 2001, middle of the season. Whitey was like, "Hey, we're cutting out the class."
yeah.
So we went and run a couple races at the end of the year at South Boston. Went back to South Boston in '02, run the Super Street class down there. Won a championship down there in '02. Of course, how ironic they done away with that class for '03. Uh, so then we come back and bought a pure stock car that Chester Linkus had that ran at New River Valley Speedway at the time.
Hmm.
And we ran it for 2 years up there. And then we ended up, I think, in '04, somewhere around '05, bought a mini stock and went back mini stock racing.
Yeah. Let's go back to those pure stock days, man. Those were some good old days.
They
You
were,
guys racing. I mean, there was a slew of really good drivers in that thing at the time. I mean, especially I'd say probably the two standouts, and I'm probably missing somebody, but the two standouts from the actual era that I'm talking about is you and Mike Looney, and
yeah.
we interviewed Mike Looney after he won Martinsville on race 22. And it was funny that he brought up in that interview, and I think I've told you this, but saying it on here give you an opportunity to respond about it. But he said on there, they asked, I think Wesley Outland was on there with me, and Wesley asked him. He said, "Well, he said, how do you deal with Lee Pulliam being on your bumper that whole time?" And he said, "Oh hell, that ain't nothing. Having Lee Pulliam ain't nothing to have on your bumper. You get Doodle Lang on your bumper, and then you got something back there." He said, "That's where I learned to take that pressure." Got to feel good that a guy who's went on to do the things that he's done, remembers that and credits you with that.
Yeah, me and Mike's talked, a bunch, and they're right at the end of his pure stock career, so to say. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. At the end of his pure stock career, we didn't hit it off very well, and that's when we had some differences at Franklin.
Yeah,
But as we we got older and everything, we kind of put that stuff behind us, and we've talked several times since.
yeah,
And he's told me that same thing, and he'd even
yeah,
told me a story about his family would say grace around Thanksgiving time, and they'd go ask everybody, everybody say what they were thankful for. And he said he just kept wondering what he was going to say, and he said it got to him, and he told me he said that he was actually thankful for me. And he said
yeah,
everybody just looked at him like he was crazy. And he was like, and the reason I say this is because the way he pushed me and the way he drove me at the racetrack really taught me so much to where it's not a problem with me dealing with Philip Morris, Lee Pulliam, guys like that.
yeah,
So he said he was thankful for that. And that kind of made me feel good. I mean, but racing with Mike, and you talk about me and Mike, but we had other good guys, man. Dean Canada, that guy had raced forever.
yeah,
And Junior Lester and Red Hartman, all them guys, they were all tough. And Dean Canada made me the driver that I ended up being.
yeah,
I know you remember one night down there, we ended up
yeah.
just two
Very well.
cars on the track for about 10, 15 laps.
Yep,
And we traded the lead twice a lap until
yep,
the end. And you know, Dean always had them T-shirts said, "To be the man, you got to beat the man."
yeah, yeah,
And he taught me how to drive because he would knock the shit out of me. And it was
yeah,
like, just wheel it to, keep it from spinning out from under you. And, there at the end, he didn't like the idea when one of my crew guys went up to him and made a comment, "Hey, your T-shirts say to be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, we're beating the man every week. So what's that telling you?"
yeah,
So
yeah.
he didn't like that very much.
Yeah, no, you're right. Allison Overton chiming in said that was the best race ever, and that's honestly, I tell people, you've heard me tell this story 100 times. That's the best race I've ever seen in my life. Because the people say, "Well, you need cars to have a great race." No, you don't. You need
Yeah,
two
because
cars.
I remember that night very well. We come off turn 4 taking checker, and he dumped me coming off of 4. I crossed the start finish line backwards in front of him, won the race, hit the inside wall with the right rear, and
Hmm.
he pulled up to the start finish line, and he thought he won the race.
Yeah,
And we knocked the right rear tire off the wheel, and didn't really tear nothing up, just dented the quarter up a little bit, and I was pissed. So and back then we run automatics, so I got back in the car and fired it up, dropped it in low gear like a dummy, didn't put seat belts on or nothing. And Dean's sitting at the start finish line, and I got it rolling, and I just nailed it wide open, and I'm going toward his driver's side door. And I'd never forget the look on his face. His eyes was big as a silver dollar, and he was waving his hands. And I just creamed him in the driver's side door and knocked him plumb against the wall. Thank God nobody had, stepped off of the flag stand
Yeah,
down the track, because it would have crushed him. It's just one of them dumb moments I wasn't thinking and didn't even care.
yeah, yeah. It was wild, man. That was the like I said, that was the best race that I ever saw. Um,
It,
Go ahead.
we had a lot of fun down there. And
Yeah,
I mean, back then, I'm not saying we know anything about it now, but it's like my dad was always a drag racer. He didn't like the circle track stuff.
yeah,
I bought the mini stock and he didn't want to do it. Then, of course, then he's all in on it. And then we get this Camaro and go back to the track. It was an old dirt car. We didn't
yeah,
know nothing about wedge, anything, not nothing.
yeah,
So we go to the track, and when I'd run down the backstretch and go in the corner and let off the gas, it automatically just went sideways. So we didn't know how to fix it. So I had to learn how to drive it. So it's just like mat
yeah,
it to the floor, turn the wheel to the right, and hold it wide open and hope for the best.
yeah.
And we had
Well,
so much more fun then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no money,
yeah.
a lot of money in the car. We would leave that thing sitting on an open trailer out beside the shop all week long. And on the next Saturday, we would literally just pump the tires up where they went flat, and it would tighten the chains up, and we'd go back to the racetrack.
Well, that driving style. Wilton Maxey got a good question there. He said, "When are you going to try dirt?" Well, I figured that'd be a good opportunity to throw that question in there.
I would try dirt at somebody else's expense. I'm not going to buy a dirt car. I'm not going to invest the money to buy a dirt car not knowing if I'm even going to like it or not. You know what I mean?
Listen, you like going, sideways on asphalt?
Well, I mean, yeah, but that was
Yeah,
30
you gonna
some
like
years
dirt then.
ago. 30 some years ago. My ass done got a little older now. I don't know if I can wheel it like that anymore.
Yeah, yeah, you might be right. You might be right for sure. Take us through your progression after your Super Street Pure Stock days. I mean, obviously, you went on to Motor Mile in Pulaski County, whatever you want to call it. I'm always going to call it Motor Mile, I think. But
Right.
you went on to there, and just you and Chucky Williams had an absolute string of dominance for several years there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, like I said, we went to Motor Mile with the mini stock, and we wasn't. I mean, we was decent, when we first went there with the mini stock. I mean, we could run the top five with no problem. And then after a couple years, well, actually about a year, I'd got hooked up with Ronnie Bird probably in '05, and
Yeah,
got him to redo a car for me. Actually, the car that I had was Forrest Reynolds' mini stock car that Ricky Hall had built for him.
yeah,
And I took it to Ronnie, and Ronnie front and rear clipped it and changed the body and made it look, more like a miniature late model, so to say.
yeah,
And we come out, and we won a couple races, here and there, a year, something like that. And we still run good. Had a lot of problems with stuff breaking and everything, and we we could average, probably 2-3 wins a year, somewhere around in there.
yeah,
And then we finally in, I think, 14, we decided to build a. Actually, it was late 13. I sold that car, and we built a new one. Got it done in 14, and went back in 15. And I mean, it was on from there on out. I mean, me and Chucky was just like 1-2 every freaking week.
yeah,
I think, and I don't remember exactly, but I think we run, shoot, 3-4 years and never had a finish worse than second place.
yeah,
And it's just, you had good equipment, and we, maintained the car and all that stuff. And it worked out real good. Ronnie was big part of making me anywhat successful in a mini stock. I,
yeah.
I promise you that.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But
he's
it's
really
crazy
good with
you
that
ask
stuff.
about that, because I seen a thing earlier, that come back up on my timeline of my pictures and stuff, and I forgot all about it. We won 4 track championships in a row, and that tied Lee Pulliam for 4 in a row. He's the only there that
Yeah,
ever had won 4 in a row. But Philip Morris was the only one there that ever won 5 in a row.
yeah,
And we tied Philip Morris with winning 5 in a row. So to some people, I mean, yeah, I'm not racing against Philip Morris or
sure.
Lee Pulliam, but I feel like my competition was just as stiff as theirs.
Oh yeah,
And I mean, I even told Philip that up there one night in one of our awards banquets. was like, look, man, you're great. You do a good job. I said, but I challenge you to get in a mini stock and run a mini stock with us, and we'll see how good you are then. And he denied it right there on the spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Said he
Oh, I
wasn't
can
doing
imagine.
that.
I can imagine. You brought up Ronnie Bird. Not many people know, how close you and Ronnie, got over the years.
Yeah.
His passing, obviously devastating to a lot of us, in racing. And it's terrible to lose, great fabricator and, someone's, dad and grandpa. But, you're also, you're somebody who, got close with him. Tell us a little bit about your relationship and what he meant to you.
Man, he meant everything to me. He was, like most people just seen it that he was the guy that built my car.
Right.
Me and Ronnie would talk on a minimum two, three, four times a week. And man, we didn't always talk about race cars.
Yeah.
We talk about personal stuff, and I'd talk about, personal stuff with him. He'd talk about personal stuff with me. And there'd be times we talk for 2 hours and never even mention a race car.
Yeah.
And he just Ronnie had a demeanor about him about, the way he could describe stuff to you.
Yeah.
And change your mind on a lot. And like I said, I'm not a big spiritual person. I don't put the Jesus saves all over my race car and all that stuff. But Ronnie, he kind of opened my eyes on things, and I kind of, started looking at things a lot
Yeah.
different, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I feel like he made me a better person, just describing stuff to me in a different way.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget him.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think a lot of us will definitely never forget Ronnie and the impact that he's had on local racing as a whole. And it's people
Yeah.
like him and Mike Sharp, both have passed away in recent years that and really kept them and the Kenny Wagners and Ricky Halls that
Hmm.
have fabricated things that have really kept this sport going. And little by little, man, we're losing them all.
Yeah,
And
and
there's
they
nobody there to take their place.
it's not, and that's what's sad. I mean, nobody is doing any of that fabricating. And, fortunately, we do have, Jamie, Ronnie's son.
Yep.
He's doing his thing, doing really good stuff. And I know Jamie focuses a lot on, mostly on the late models and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've talked with Jamie. Jamie helped me out a little bit last year, and hopefully he's going to be able to help me a little bit this year. And I don't know, how much we're going to race.
Yeah.
Anything, most people know my dad's health is took a kind of a bad turn,
Yeah.
but he's doing better now and everything. But we're gonna play it by ear and see what happens. Because I'd already I'd already said when Ronnie passed away I was done. I wasn't coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just didn't have the help or basically even the mental support, because the way Ronnie was, I mean, even if he wasn't at the track, he was texting me, want to know what was going
Yeah.
on, all that good stuff. Um,
Yeah.
then my dad, if he wants to quit and he can't go, I'll hang it up. I've done it for 30 years and had a pretty good run. And if don't nobody understand that, you know what they can do.
Right. Right. No, I get it. I get it. Well, hopefully your dad will, he can continue to work on, getting better and, be at the track with you, whatever track, you're racing at that point, anytime. Cause, we're all in limbo, I guess, about, Pulaski County, I see people constantly commenting on like the, IHRA thing and the Pulaski County, page, about, well, when we gonna find out about this? When we gonna find out? I mean, Doodle, you're probably no more in the loop than the rest of us. But what do you know? You know anything?
Honestly, I don't, man. I've talked to several people, and certain person had reached out to the guy from IHR that's taking it over and sent him a
Yeah,
message
yeah,
and asked him about the weekly stuff. And the guy responded that they had planned to run like 8 races this year.
yeah,
And then, they said it's going to take a lot of work, to get everything done this year. But they was planning to run 8 races this year, and they were going to be full bore next year.
yeah,
But here we are, hell, halfway through February, and it's like, it's either shit or get out the pot. We got to do something.
yeah, I think they got a big task ahead of them. Not that the facility's not in shape and ready to go, but my understanding is basically everything else that they needed to run or operate would no longer exist there.
Right.
So that's a big, people think, man, like, if you buy a racetrack, well, I got everything I need now. Well, now you just got one little piece, and now you need
Yeah.
all the rest of the pieces, to make it work. And there's a lot to it. And I think they're going through that process now. And of course, they got their hands full. I don't know how they'll do all of what they're going to do. They got all kinds of racetracks, all kinds of series, drag racing, circle track racing. They got a little bit of everything. I don't know. I don't know if they found anybody to run Pulaski County, locally for them, because that's a whole nother bridge they're gonna have to cross. So
Hmm.
we'll see how that turns out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was wondering. I mean, I think me and you talked about this last week. I mean, all the people that was there as officials, they're all gone, man. Most of them's on the Cars tour
Yeah,
that's still
yeah,
doing it.
yeah,
You got several of them retired. Ron Orr's at Kingsport now.
yep,
I think it said Jackie's going to do the Lonesome Pine deal because they're not interfering with the Cars tour schedule.
yep,
So
yep.
it's like, were they going to find anybody to even officiate the track?
Yeah, I mean, step one, would be finding somebody who smart enough to even go in there and be able to facilitate races for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to find the people to work there, and then it's just so much. I don't
Yeah.
know. Such a big
Lot more
task.
to it.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people, like I said, I think a lot of people think, well, they bought the track, they're ready to go. Well, I
Yeah.
don't think they are.
I don't
I think
even.
there's a lot more steps to it. I mean, I know that at Franklin County over the years, and Ararat last year, we've acquired so much crap that it takes to run a racetrack. You know what I mean? And I think that it amazes me. For my first year in 2013, running Franklin County, we didn't have anything. We didn't have no scoring system. We were up there hand scoring. Thank God for Sheila Hall. In that instance, I mean, she
Right.
she she was a savior that year. But just I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah. A lot more than
Um,
people thinks.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Josh Brown, I'm not sure where he's going here, but Josh Brown wants to know how those nails turn out.
I told him I was going to get a manicure and a pedicure today just so I can be on for you. So hey, there's the nails, bud. They nice. You're good to go.
Oh God. He said that he does hope to be as fast as Doodle when he gets big.
Man, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna be nice. Hey, I'm not the tallest person in the world, but I don't see him even getting as tall as I am. So I don't see the big part coming.
Jesus, Jesus.
There ain't many people I can walk up to that's actually shorter than me, so I can give him hell.
Yeah, that's that's rough right there. Rough. I mean, you got two. Now you got two Joshes as your proteges. Now you know that.
I don't know about proteges.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
You try to tell them everything. You just can't make them do it.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I try to lead them in the right direction. I mean, people give me shit, and that's fine. I've been getting shit my whole life,
Yeah.
but I try to help them out, man. And I know everybody says, "Oh man, he ain't gonna help you out. I mean, you're gonna race against him. He's not gonna tell you nothing. I ain't got shit to hide."
Right.
I mean, just because I can tell them what springs is under my car and everything, don't mean they can drive it.
No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right.
So it's like I wish I had somebody to tell me stuff. When I started, it's
Yeah.
like we went through all the trials and tribulations and not, nobody helping you. And then when you do start running good, it's like nobody likes you. They're not your friend. They're your best
Yeah.
buddy when you're 4 cars behind them. And as soon as you start kicking their
100%.
ass, they do not like you no more, and they start talking so much
Yeah.
trash
West.
about
Yep.
how you are, and it just blows my mind. And look, I know you've heard, I've always, not always, but especially at Motor Mile, everybody's like, "Oh, he's a damn crybaby."
Yeah.
No, I wasn't a crybaby. The problem is And I ain't talking no shit about the other guys that we raced against because I liked 99% of them, but they would all come to me and would talk and be like, that ain't right. This, he's got this shit and he ain't supposed to have it, blah, blah, blah. But they never would say
Yeah.
anything. So
Yeah.
I had to be the one to open my mouth and say something about it. Well, guess what? I'm the crybaby because I'm saying something about what
Yeah.
everybody else is complaining about.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you become the voice, and you basically became the voice for that division at Motor Mile for sure, and at every one of my damn rules meetings. But um,
I mean, we try to keep
that's a
them
whole nother
honest. I
conversation.
mean, y'all talking about keeping the cost down and you don't want to put rules on shit. I mean, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
listen, that right there goes back to your thing of a motor mile. Well, where are they going to find tech people? Where are they going to find people to do this? And that's a
right.
very difficult. You can make all the rules in the world. I mean, I
It
think rules
is.
are great. You can make all the rules in the world, but if you can't enforce them, it don't matter.
Exactly. But like I told you the other
So,
day, if you could get somebody there to actually that knew what they was looking at, you just got to be
yeah.
stern, man. I mean,
Oh, I agree.
you just can't go in and say, okay, guys, we're gonna roll you across the scales today. We're not checking nothing. You're good. Your weight's right. Put it in a trailer. Well,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Next week they gonna go home, put the big motor in, and they gonna
Yeah.
come on down.
Yeah.
They know you ain't gonna check nothing but maybe weight, maybe the carburetor. Well, hell, if you ain't got a carburetor rule, you're not even gonna check that. You might check
Right.
ride height
Right.
and tread width. Well, hell, guess
Right.
what? We got by tonight with the big motor. They ain't catch it. And then when they come back the next week and the bitch sounds like a tractor and not a damn race car, well, it's pretty obvious of what they was running the week before,
Yeah.
you know. And a lot of people are not fortunate enough to have two or three motors sitting around.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Oh my God, your sister on here, and I accidentally added that. Jesus, Lord of mercy. We
Keep
gotta,
it
we gotta,
safe, brother.
I gotta stay
Safe.
away from her. Okay, she's dangerous. Okay, I mean, I did
I
save a
didn't.
guy from getting his ass whipped one time at the fence. So by her, I can tell you that. Jacob Gerald wants to know if he can get your autograph one day. He's a big fan.
Of course, ain't a problem.
Yeah. Um.
I still got a
bef-
piece of paper around my room somewhere. It's got your damn autograph on it.
Oh, so you was a fan at one time too, huh?
It was one of them autograph sessions. One of your people handed it to me and said, "Go give that to Scott."
Oh
oh
no, it
gosh.
didn't.
Oh my
You
God.
full of shit.
I am not. It's still. I
Listen,
think it's
it
on
had
my
to be your
dresser over
sister.
here.
Okay.
Well, hey,
I'm just
I'm proud.
saying.
I'm proud that you even kept it, Noah.
I threw it on the
He's
dresser, and I'm a messy
he's still
person.
planning to give it to Scott.
Yeah, I am. I'm waiting.
Oh
Right
Lord.
moment.
All right, listen. Before we get too far down the rules, and Alicia did say it was her. Okay, just want to
Right.
I
make
knew
clear
who it was. I wasn't
she
gonna call her
admitted.
out, but
I knew it was. I knew when you said it, it happened. If it happened, it was her.
I was gonna blame
Um,
it on somebody else.
but before we get too far down the rules, and because I do want to ask you some questions that involve rules and mini stocks and Mark
Right.
Ford or whatever. Um, I got a couple other things I'd like to uh, just get you to tell us about. One, obviously, you went from mini stock to pure stock, super street. Why didn't you get any further than that? Why didn't you go race a late model? Why didn't you go race against Mike Looney? I mean, what prevented you from being able to go there?
I'll tell you what. We had talked about it. When I sold my mini stock in 2012, I think it was 12. When I sold to a boy in Kentucky.
Hmm.
We were going to buy a limited car, and at the time I was going to buy. Remember the car Steve Dalton drove for John Griffin that run at Motor Mile?
Yeah, yeah,
It's like the funky yellow with a
yeah,
orange roof or something. I was
yeah,
going to buy that car. John was getting out of it and was going to give us a really good deal on
yeah,
it. But my dad was all for it because it was Chevrolet.
yeah,
I just got to thinking, and it was like, man, we put several years in the mini stock stuff. Back then, the limiteds was really rough up there then.
oh yeah, yeah,
And, I told my dad, we just talked about it, and I was like, look, man, we can buy the limited car and we can go up there and run, and I'm sure we can run competitive.
yeah,
But, what to say if you go up there and run two races and that thing gets run the wall, and then I got to clip it
Yeah.
And then not just putting a clip on it, but buying all the spindles and the A arms and drag links and all that shit. That shit's expensive. And it's like, we'll
Yeah.
have $10,000 or more in just a front clip.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got a bunch of mini stock parts. Let's just build a mini stock. And, if we tear it up, you clip the thing for probably $500, tear a rear end up. I can go to the junkyard, get a rear end for $100, whatever.
Right.
So that's the main reason why I would have loved to have been able to run limited or late model, but I didn't want to get above. My dad, he funded this stuff for a long time, man. And it's like it's got to make sense. And just didn't make
Yeah.
sense financial,
Yeah.
wise to us. It's just like going to the big mini stock races. People are like, man, why don't you go to these, Dillon and stuff like that? It's like, where does it make sense? Just say Dillon. I think Dillon paid what, $800 this year to win.
I'm not sure,
I think it was
but it's
like
probably
eight
somewhere in
hundred
that neighborhood.
bucks. Yeah, and it's like, to go down there, you got to buy a set of tires. You got to pay motel for a couple of nights, fuel in the truck
Yeah.
going down. I mean, you're going to spend $1,500 minimum.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And everybody goes there. Their mentality is, I'm going to win this race. Well, hell, even if I won $800, I'm still in the hole. And I
Right.
know,
Right.
oh, we don't race for money. Well, guess what? My ass don't race to get broke either. It's
Right.
it's
Right.
got to make sense. And I see
Yeah.
people
No, I
do it
get it.
all the time, and I'm like, why? Especially when you go
Yeah.
down there, and I know it's for maybe the experience to say I went to Dillon and Caraway and Hickory and all this stuff, but it's like you're finishing 12th.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no money. You're not like you up there battling for the damn win.
Right.
Keep your ass at home
Right.
and save your money and put it in the car to make the car better when you go to your local track.
Yeah. Yeah. You're 100% right.
Would
There's
you
a
say the
lot of
guy that
truth to that.
finishes 12th is a loser?
Oh God, here we go.
Everybody after first is a loser.
Now, I got
Ain't
to ask
that
you this. Langley's going to be mad at me for taking it this direction.
No, I don't care.
We're going to say regular night. Yep, I said it, Langley. Regular race, Franklin County, mini stock. There's 10 cars. What should 8th place make?
I think honestly, 8th place should pay a minimum of $100.
I knew it wasn't gonna go. I knew your answer wasn't gonna go the way he was hoping there.
I knew it wasn't either. That's why I had to ask.
I think
Yeah.
it should be a minimum of $100. You had this Ronda Rousey dude on there, whatever her name was.
Ronda Rousey.
That was a good one.
He on there talking all this shit about people ain't gonna come, people come race for free. Well,
Oh
I know
God.
right now why that guy ain't promoting a racetrack. I mean, look, people may come and race for a little less money than you think. But
Yeah.
man, the guys coming down there, even if they know they're an 8th place car, they don't have a chance to win. You
Yeah.
can't expect them guys to come there and race for 50 freaking dollars when they're
Yeah.
paying minimum $30 a person to get in the gate. He brings 2 or 3 people with him. He's buying fuel for his car, fuel for his truck. Where in the hell is the motivation for that guy to come back and race the next week when he only gets $50? There is no
Yeah.
motivation.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
know you look at it a little different, Langley.
yeah. I mean, I have to see it from the other side of the coin for sure. You
Right.
know what I mean? Where do you find that $50 to give back to him? You know what I mean? That's the thing it comes down to. Now, if
And,
everybody's getting $50 back, it's a whole different thing. But
and I know
you got to pay 400 or 500 to win.
me and you can debate this shit all night long.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, well, if there's not a racetrack there, there's not no place for nobody to race at. Well, guess
And if
what? If there
there's
ain't
and
no
if there's
race
no
cars
racers,
there,
there's nobody. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
you
You're
have,
right. It, and that's why it's such a struggle. You know what I mean? Because
it is.
as somebody who operates a racetrack, you're playing to two bases. You not only have to try to find a way to sell tickets, to
Right.
overcome the expenses. You got to find a way to get racers there, and that they go hand in hand, unfortunately. And I will say this: 9 times out of 10, the racer gets the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
He
Well,
does. So does the
back
promoter in
in
most instances too. But
back in the day before you even started, and I know there was instances when Whitey done this.
mhm.
A lot of promoters paid certain people to show up at the track just to bring
Oh
their
yeah,
ass there and
yeah,
race.
yeah,
I
for sure.
mean, it's unheard of now,
And
but
it's becoming more. In a certain realm, it is becoming more popular again.
Right.
Dirt late models, dirt super late models. I mean, Jonathan Davenport, he's basically come out and said, "Hey, you want me to come to your racetrack?
You gonna
Here's what
pay
it'll
me?
cost.
Hmm.
Come get me." You know what I mean? And it's really not that much, but
Right.
you got to pay if you want him there. You got to pay it.
Well, I mean, I think in a certain way, he's pretty smart. I mean, it's like hell, even
Yeah,
if it's just the cost of fuel, cover my fuel costs to get there.
yeah. No, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I mean, it unfortunately, unfortunately, it's the same. It's the same way on the track's end. It's the same.
Right.
All right, if I pay this, where am I going to be? And probably next
Right.
week I'm going to be broke. What I mean? That's where I'm
Yeah.
going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not many David Hagans in this business.
No, that's for
You
sure.
know, David ran out of a desire to give his money away. He didn't run out of money.
Right. No, he
You
ain't
know
gonna
what I
run
mean?
out of money. Ain't no chance of that.
No.
I'm sure of that.
But yeah, I totally in a perfect world, I think everybody should make money to come to the racetrack. But there's
Right.
no there ain't no perfect world here or any other racetrack.
No.
So and after getting into dirt this past year, the one thing I will say, and I've told some people this is like people will say, well, man, dirt pays a lot better than asphalt does. Does it?
Right.
I don't think it does because I went and looked and found purses from every racetrack. I hit up promoters. I said, "Hey, what do y'all pay? Can you send me a purse?" They'd send me a purse. I'd look at it and go, "Well, damn, I was paying more than that at Franklin County. That ain't bad." You know what I mean?
Right.
And they talking
Yeah.
about how much more they get paid. Now, the trade off is they don't wear tires. You know what I mean? Not in the
No, but they
same
got to deal with
manner.
all that mud and them dirty ass race cars.
Well, they do. They do. They definitely
Nah.
have to deal with
You
that
know,
for sure.
give me some quick wax and a microfiber to hell with that mud.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I don't want to
mean,
deal with that.
even dirt racers that I talk to, their biggest drawback about dirt is having to clean the car. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's that, but if that's your trade off of not spending near as much money to race, is that a good trade off? Maybe.
All
I don't
depends.
know. Yeah, it just depends on how you feel.
If
How
you
you
don't
feel.
like mud, it's not. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
And you don't have a pressure washer.
Yeah, right. You have to invest in one of them for sure, no doubt about
Yeah.
it. Hey, before we get too far off topic, you mentioned you guys thinking about buying a limited car there. You also had the opportunity to drive for one of the better car owners. Was that a non-winners race or something? I
Yeah.
can't remember what it
Yep.
was.
Yep. It was in
Tell us
'99.
about it.
Um, Rudy Vi. I was good friends with Rudy Vi, and of course, most people on here would know that had good guys drive for him. I mean, Tim McGuire, Tony
Yeah,
McGuire, Kenny Wagner, Bobby Radford. He had
yeah,
good shit. And in '99, Bobby won a late model race, the last regular season race at Franklin.
hmm
And Rudy had, I thought he was just picking fun at me. He was like, "You wanna run my car next week in the non-winners race?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." He's like, "No, seriously." He said, "You want to run it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd
yeah,
like to." He said, "Well, we'll go down and practice Thursday. If you do good, then I'll let you run it." So we'd load up Thursday and go down, and Rudy put me on like 250 lap tires. And I'd never been on a late model in my life.
yeah,
And went out and run. He said, "Go out there and run, 10, 15 laps, see how you like it and you can get the feel of it." And I go out there and it was like, holy shit, this is easy. It was so much
yeah,
easier than driving a pure stock car, power
yeah,
steering. The tires just had, even with 200 some laps, had more grip on them.
yeah,
Brakes were 3 times better. And the biggest difference for me was just the speed down the straightaway.
yeah.
And the reason I can explain this is when I run pure stock for 2 years, have no clue who this lady was. But every single lap of practice, qualifying, every race, she stood at the front stretch, at the end of the front stretch, going to turn one, and she flipped me off every freaking lap. Well, and I could see her, but in this
Yeah,
this late model, I couldn't. I mean, it was just a blur down the straightaway.
yeah, yeah,
So, I spun out a couple times. I've run it in too deep in one to try to find how far I can drive it in. Same thing in 3 and 4.
yeah.
And come in, Rudy goes, "I'm gonna put 4 new tires on it. Go give me 5 laps." He said, "Get some heat and give me 5 laps. If you do good," he said, I'll let you run it. So we put 4 new tires on it, got some heat in the tires, went out there and run 5 laps. And Every lap I ran was a 14, 15 was my fastest lap, and the slowest lap was a 23
Yeah.
out of those 5 laps. And I didn't know at the time. Pull in, Rudy, he's all excited and get the car loaded up. And, he goes down to, we come back and he goes straight to Tim McGuire's place and told them that, hey, he was going to let me drive the car and all that good
Yeah.
mess. And it's crazy because Tim is like, he's all calm. He's like, well, Doodle, go down and just, run your best race. Don't do nothing crazy. Might be somebody there watching you, let you drive their car. And of course, Tony, he's like, it might be the only time. Run the shit out of it.
Right. Right.
But we went down and ran, and we ended up finishing second to Todd Philpott. Non-winners race. They didn't have no rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But finished second to Todd and run good. And Rudy had talked to me. That was the year that he had got Orville Reedy to start driving for him.
Yeah.
And he got that big X Supply sponsorship.
Yep. Yep.
Bought another car, and they were planning to go to New River Valley and run a full season up there with Orville.
Yeah.
And Rudy told me, he said, I can't put you in the car all year, but he said, I'll give you 10 races at Franklin. He's because we're going to run full time at New River with Orville. I'll give you 10 races. If you do good, we don't tear up a bunch of stuff. He said, I'll put you in the car full time next year at New River.
Yeah.
And that was the plan. And I was
Yeah.
really looking forward to it. And I don't remember if it was Christmas Eve that year or the day before Christmas Eve, Rudy passed away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Lord works in mysterious ways. I mean, that was my one shot, and it didn't happen. So we'll never know what would have happened.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
It sucks. I mean, I think about it all the time, hey, them what ifs.
Yeah. Right.
What if it could have happened, I mean, shit, you never know. I could be up there with Mike Looney and Philip Morris and Lee Pulliam. I'd have loved to trade paint with them guys.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And I had that conversation with Mike, and, we talked up there probably in, I don't know, 19 maybe. We were talking at Motor Mile, and I was like, I said, I really don't want to race late model. I said, but what I'd just like to have one shot just to have a car that's equivalent to what Mike had or Philip or Lee or whoever.
Yeah.
And I'd like to be able to go out there and run at least 25 laps with y'all guys.
Yeah.
Just to see if I could stack up with y'all.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, Mike told me, he said, I don't think you'd have no problem whatsoever.
Right.
But I just don't have, the money behind me or anybody behind me to do it.
Yeah.
I ain't mad about it. It is what it is,
Yeah.
I'm content
Yeah.
where we're at.
Caleb Hall said that was young Angie Caldwell doing that, flipping you the bird at Franklin County.
No, I would have remembered if it was Angie.
Oh, Lord, Lord. Well, I guess we can switch back to a little bit of rules, here. You and I talk about rules about probably every damn time we talk in some capacity. Usually
Right.
at a rules meeting where I'm off going in this direction and you're over here trying to pull me over here in this other direction. Which
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it's probably been good for me. Okay, I need to
Right.
hear the other side of the coin from time to time. Um, but where do you what do you see that needs to happen, with these, mini stocks, mod fours, whatever you want to call them today? What do you see needs to happen to keep them viable, affordable, and to get the fields back? You talked about, the fields at Franklin County back when you started. They were 20, 25 cars. I mean, I remember it and I've seen videos, in recent years, just clips that, show all those cars there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know that we can get back there. Everything's so different, but what can we do to try to get back there?
I don't know if I'm going to have the right answer, to be honest. I just feel like, for one, the class, I get so tired of hearing everybody say the class is evolving. The class ain't evolving. The people that has plenty of damn money is what's making the class think people think it's evolving.
Yeah.
I mean, a mini stock motor. I remember you can build a mini stock motor for $3,000 or $4,000 and run great.
Yeah.
Now to get a really good one, a decent one, you're going to spend $7,000 $8,000.
Yeah.
But
And that's not
you know,
even the most expensive ones, right?
no, it's like I spend $7,000 or so on a motor and about shit my pants. And then next thing you know, you got other people that's buying motors that's 13.5, 15, $18,000.
Yeah.
It's like, what in the hell? But it's monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sure.
look, these people go buy a $15,000 motor. Everybody else is going to think, well, hey, I got to buy that $15,000 motor just to run with them guys.
Yeah.
And so guess what? Then you got everybody either buys a $15,000 motor or they say, the hell with this. I can't afford to do this shit.
Yeah. They're beat before they get there.
Yeah. So they're going to quit. I mean, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I know a lot of places don't do the rod weight rule.
Yeah.
Randy Merriman done it at Motor Mile, and I think it worked great. And the reason behind it was he put a 500-gram rule there, no
Yeah.
lighter than that. You can buy a set of Molinar rods for those things for like $550. And he done that because there's rods out there 460 grams, 440 grams, and those things are a couple $1,000s for four of them.
Yeah.
And he was like, it wasn't so much because of the performance, which they do perform better, but it's
Yeah.
to cut the cost down in the class.
Right.
Everybody's got to have the same thing. And, that's what I was telling you the other day. It's like, I know it sounds dumb and a lot of people's going to hate on it, but I'm all for pulling a motor every damn week. It's to
Yeah.
keep an honest man honest. If you know your shit's right, then you're not going to have no problem pulling the motor out and buying a $40, $50 oil pan gasket to put oil pan gasket back on it.
Right.
I mean, yeah, now to weigh them, you do have to pull a rod out,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just feel like if the rules were enforced where people would know that, hey, there's a chance this motor is going to get pulled down every freaking week, then they would try to stick to the rules a little more instead of
Yeah.
coming down and running 2 weeks with their legal motor, running, fourth, third, fourth, fifth place, and then coming down the third week with the big ass motor and they're 4 or 5 tenths faster than the second place guy.
They just hit on something with the setup, man. They didn't have no big motor. What are you talking
Bullshit.
about?
I can tell you right now, people talk that setup shit all they want. There is not a car at Franklin this past year that I could not run plumb over in the center of the corner.
Yeah.
I could hit the gas and hit them in the ass. But when they come up off the corner, they pull my ass 3 car lengths like I had a drag strip. That ain't got nothing to do with corner speed when you flat just pulling me 3 car lengths down the straightaway.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe you. Josh Hinchey's got a good question here. He said, "What's the difference between mini stocks when you started versus now, money wise, drive wise, and etc."
A lot of it's got to do with the lighter weight parts in the motor.
Hmm.
All that shit wasn't available back then. Now you can get custom pistons, lightweight pistons. I mean, those things are $1,500
Yeah.
for 4 pistons. Then by the time you go buy a $2,000 set of rods, well, there you are, $3,500 in just a rotating assembly. That ain't including nothing else.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. And then of course, like with the tube chassis cars. Look, I understand letting the tube chassis cars run, but yourself, back in the day when tube chassis cars used to come to Franklin County, automatic before they even got on the track, they had to weigh 100 pounds more than the stock floor pan car.
My first year, we had them weigh 100 pounds. The only reason we didn't after that is because none of them won.
So, and all that, I mean, all that don't have to do with the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen Timmy commented something about 56% nose weight.
Hmm.
I got on his ass all year and I gave him hell because he done away with the 52% nose weight on all cars, being
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, dude, I'm a floor pan car. My car I can put on the scales right now with me in it, and I'm a fat ass sitting back there next to the left rear. And that thing's like 54.3% on the nose.
Right.
When you got a tube car they got it 50%, well, hell, it's an advantage.
Yeah.
So it's just small stuff like that. I mean, I understand letting them run and everything, and I don't have a problem racing with them, but you just got to do something. And me and Kenny Wagner's even had this conversation. There's got to be something done with tube chassis cars versus floor pan cars to even it out. I mean, look, I told you I'm a realist. If Dennis wouldn't have been there, if Dennis would have been there every race this year, and he would not have had a couple motor problems at the first of the year before he got his new motor,
Hmm.
there wouldn't have been a floor pan car at that racetrack that won a race. It would have been Dennis Holdren and Scott Foley, both of them tube chassis cars with many quick changes.
Right.
So yes, we had a couple good nights where we ran really good, but we had a night or two that we were just pretty damn lucky as well.
Yeah.
You
So
know, so you just got to find a happy medium somewhere.
yeah, yeah. So if you're the man for the day, you quit racing. You're the head over the mini stock division. You make all decisions from rules to purse to procedures to everything. What are you doing?
Rules, I'm putting a rod weight rule, 100%. And if I had to pull a rod out every week to make sure their ass is right, that's what I do.
Yeah.
They're either going to make their shit right, and I know it's no good to not have them if they're not there.
Yeah.
But it's like, my thing is this: if you can't go to that racetrack and run by the rules and outrun somebody, why the hell you got? Why do you want to go if all you got to do is cheat to win?
Right.
You know, I know everybody says everybody's cheating somewhere, and they are probably 1,000,000% right. But I mean, it might be something on my car that might be a 16th off. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't build it,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have to look for that 16th. You really gonna have to look for that 16th. So, but like as far as the motor goes, you pull the rods out of them, put them on a set of scales, weigh them. I
Right.
mean, guy's gonna eventually he's either not gonna come because he knows he's wrong and he's going to get caught, or he's gonna make his shit right to where he don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I mean, as far as money goes, I mean, I feel like minimum purse to win a weekly mini stock race ought to be minimum $400. You know,
That's
and
kind of
you
what it's
can't,
been for a while.
yeah, but you just can't drive. You can't go 400 to win, then 100 for second,
Yeah, I agree.
75 for third, 50 for fourth, 50 for fifth, and then, $25 from sixth back to 10th. It's like,
Yeah.
spread it out. Let's try to get the other guys, like I said earlier, some money on back through the field.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. My wife says that you as the tech man be an interesting thought.
I wouldn't mind it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of other people be pissed.
It would be some very entertaining nights for sure. So
I mean, I don't think it. I mean, it can't be that hard. I mean, it's pretty damn simple. I mean, we truly don't have too many rules, man. I mean, you got weight rules on your flywheels and stuff like that, and
yeah.
everything. It's not that bad, But
Yeah.
it's people just. I know everybody wants to try to find that edge, but I'm the type that I can't say I had never cheated before,
Sure.
and Kenny Wagner changed some rocker arms on a street stock car one night, and I didn't know about it. We ended up getting caught.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like I've always felt like I try to do my shit by the rules, to where if I go out there and run and can outrun everybody else, and that makes me feel better about myself.
Right.
So if I go out
Right.
there and I just say at Motor Mile, say I won 5 championships in a row. Last night up there to win my fifth championship, they pull my motor down. I'm illegal as hell. Get disqualified. What's
Yeah.
everybody going to say? Only reason he won those 5 championships because his ass was cheating like crazy.
Right. Right. Which is
So
a funny thought process because, man, I mean, how long and how many times has people, especially in the upper echelons of racing, been disqualified? And we don't, Jimmy Johnson got disqualified. I don't think that he cheated to win every championship. You know what I mean?
right.
Was he in the grade area? He was. But people on the short track level, that's the way they think, which is the
Hmm.
most weird thought process. Like Lee Pulliam getting disqualified this past weekend,
Yep.
somewhere in the back of somebody's mind, they're like, well, I knew he was cheating for years. You know what I mean?
Oh
Dude
yeah.
ain't raced in 5 years, you know what I mean? But they know he's
Exactly.
cheating.
That's why he did so good before he quit racing. He was cheating, had illegal truck arms. Now he comes back with them and gets caught.
Yeah.
That's how people
Yeah.
think.
No,
It's crazy.
you're 100% right. 100% right. No, Noah, you got any questions for Doodle? You got any comments? Anything that you've been conjuring up over there? You've been quiet.
Well,
No,
hell, half of his stuff is out of my league. I mean, y'all talking about racing in the 90s and early 2000s. I was like 4.
oh, damn, you was
Talking about
actually
weighing
around.
a rod like I know what the hell weighing a rod. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, Lord.
when you gonna drive a front wheel drive? Get out there with the old, with the dirty driving boys.
I don't think that'd be a very good idea.
Oh, I think it'd be a fabulous idea. Personally,
I don't know about that front wheel drive stuff on the track, man. It's I don't know. I'm so used to, and this might sound stupid to Noah. I mean, honestly, just because maybe you don't know, I'm so used to being able to steer my car with the damn gas pedal if need to be,
yeah,
and I can't sling the back of that car around with the damn front wheel drive car with the damn gas pedal.
yeah,
I hit the gas on it, that bitch will shoot straight up the racetrack. I mean, now if I could run an emergency brake and I could pull the e brake, that might work.
I mean, I don't believe there's any rule against it. So just
You
to be
can
clear.
pitch your brake lines off, although that's a little frowned upon some places.
Well, I don't see why that should be frowned upon. That ain't got nothing to do with anything. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not like you're running a brake bias controller. You're just crimping off the lines. I mean, we've done that in mini stocks and street stocks. Getting too much brake to the right front, we'll crimp the line off so it ain't putting so much right front brake pressure.
yeah, yeah. Uh, just so you know, I mean, it's not a great idea to go from rear wheel drive, front wheel drive. I mean, he can tell you, Noah can tell you that going from a front wheel drive to a rear wheel drive about ends up costing you your life. Okay, so
Right?
just saying.
The other way
Dude
around, it
about
should be
landed in
fine.
the stands. Okay, I mean, I'm just telling you.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Ronnie Bird ruined me. When he built my car, if anybody, I mean, you can come down and look at my car, and that car does not look to be 10 years old. The inside of that thing is just the way Ronnie done the wheels and stuff on the cage are phenomenal.
Yeah,
And it's like I've still got my old Camaro that we used to race, and it was last raced in '99,
yeah,
and it's sitting in the backyard at my dad's house.
yeah.
And we got that thing out here a year or so ago, and I'm looking at him like, how in the hell did I ever drive that thing? That thing is a bucket of shit.
Right,
And
right.
but I look at, and I don't want to judge other people's cars, but I look at other cars and I look at the welds on the cage and stuff I would have never thought about years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
But I look at the welds and everything on the cages. I'm like, there's no way I'd put my big ass in that car.
yeah. I mean, so
You
you
know
answering this question right here? I mean, this comment right here with that. Is that what you're
what's
trying to
that?
say? Josh Brown said you can drive mine. Talking about his front
No,
wheel drive.
I didn't. I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm not saying that because of his car. I mean, hell, I didn't even know he
I just wanted to
commented shit.
check. I just wanted to check and make sure.
Josh Brown's car, we need to put that thing in a museum for study. That thing has been totaled about 8 times and still rolls.
It was totaled
And it's
before he started
fast.
racing it. Okay. Oh,
Oh
mercy.
That
man,
thing needs to be on National Geographic or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
for sure.
I think
For
you'd
sure.
like running a front wheel drive though. It's a lot of fun. You can go out there and knock each other sideways every lap. You just hammer it, you pull it right back around. I think you'd have a good old time doing it.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. You know, I wouldn't have a good time doing it.
You'd fit
I
in.
mean, so I just kind of feel like with those, Langley, you've seen how much I've changed since I left Franklin in '01.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As far as the driver I had to be, and it was because when when I went to these NASCAR tracks, you couldn't do that crazy shit. You had to mind your P's and Q's. And it taught me to be better. But I feel like if I get in something like that, because I watched the way them guys beat the shit out of each other,
Yeah.
it might trigger some shit from a long
Man.
time ago. And it might not be good.
So
But
you're
if you
saying that we need
learn
you in front wheel
quickly,
drives? Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
We need you in front wheel drives. That's what you're saying.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I'd love to watch a race between you and Wes Givens. I mean, I think that'd be pretty good.
I
Get
think
me Tony Hausman too.
you
Sorry, dude.
learn quickly that like a lot of stuff, a lot of moves that for you in mini stocks and all the other big cars, it would catch you ass whooping after the race. But stuff in front wheel drive, you learn real quick. Like that's just how it is in here, and you wouldn't be mad, and they're not mad, and y'all can shake hands and be
Yeah.
like, "Damn good driving." It's just
Well,
a whole different level of roughness and crazy driving in that.
well, I'm not trying to be cocky, Noah, but even in the rear wheel drive cars, I never caught an ass whipping off anything stupid I did. I can tell you that much. I never was the one receiving. I can promise you
Hey,
that.
speaking of though, there was some bear spray or something, bear mace or something that happened.
Yeah, yeah,
Tell us
yeah.
a little bit about that night with you and Mike Looney.
Oh man, you gonna make me go into this shit and make everybody
Oh, it's
mad.
so great, so great.
Mike dumped me coming off the corner for the win, and at the payout window, my dad kind of spoke on it. He's like, you want to be like that? We'll remember it next week on the racetrack. So we kind of walked off, and that was after the race was over. People done come down in the pits from the stands. Well, hell, next thing I hear my mom, and I look around, and there's Mike's brother that come from the stands, and he done had my mom by the damn throat and was like trying to push her back, trying to hold her.
Hmm.
And I walked her to her. I was like, "Hey, you better get your damn hands off my mama."
Yeah.
Well, he let his hands off of her, and he did. I just knocked his big ass out. And as soon as I hit him, Mike pulled out a big old. I didn't know what it was at the time, but a big old can, and stuck it in my face and just pulled the trigger, son. And before my eyes
Mhm.
went closed, I grabbed him and I ended up on top of him, and I'll let you figure out the rest on that.
Fun
So
times, fun time. Listen, we were at the
now
front
I
side
will.
concession stand and had to leave. Okay, that's how bad that stuff was. I can't
It
imagine getting
was.
sprayed with it in the face.
I tell you, the most screwed up part is a lot of people don't know this. And Ronnie that worked, I think it was Ronnie that worked the gate down there with Timmy.
Hmm.
Um, I got up off of Mike, and somebody grabbed me and I elbowed him, I'm 100% sure it was Ronnie.
I think
And
he's told me the story that it was. Yeah.
yeah, and he's like, "Doodle, it's me. I'm just trying to help you. Blah blah blah." So he's like, "Man, you gotta go wash your eyes out. That's all you can do is rinse them out with water." So Dennis Gardner was racing there then. Remember the big giant ass trailer with the
Yeah.
43 on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm standing there like, I open my eyes, hold my eyes open, and I see the trailer. I'm like, okay, I got to run this way and go to the left to get to the bathroom. And I'm running down through there. My big ass is running wide open. Next thing you know, like bug on the windshield, son. I hit the side of that damn trailer, wide open. I kind of stumble back and I look and I'm like, all right, the bathroom's here. Next thing you know, I'm running to the bathroom and I run into the front of a Chevrolet truck and I'm up on the hood of the Chevrolet truck. So Ronnie's grabbing me. He's like, come on, let's get the bathroom. So we go in there and we're, you know, in the bathroom, that nasty ass water coming out that sink.
Oh yeah.
And they're rinsing my eyes out. And finally I started getting my eyesight back. People was blurry, but I can make out people and everything.
Yeah.
And boy, I'm gonna tell you what, all of a sudden it went pitch black. I was like, oh shit, I done went blind. No, I didn't go blind. Whitey's ass cut the lights out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, man, that bear spray shit was the worst experience ever. I promise you.
Yeah, me, Whitey, and Glenn Reed they were sitting on the back of Glenn Reed's pickup, and I was standing
Yep.
beside of him when that all happened, and that was the first thing he went to do was to go turn the damn lights off.
Yep.
He said
I
they'll
tell you,
disperse now.
speaking of, and I didn't know until later on, Mike told me that Becky had a pistol, and he told
Yeah,
Becky, if shit gets too out of hand, you know what you got to do. And I'm like, well, here's what it is. But
it's
you
a good
you
thing
say
she
something
didn't use
about
that.
Glenn Reed. I tell you a
Yeah,
funny story. We had the Camaro down there and was running, and that thing, man, like I told you, it was always sideways. You remember that?
yeah, oh yeah,
We go out for practice, and man, that thing is on a rail. We're like 3/10 faster than Mike Looney, Matt Taylor, everybody.
yeah.
And I come in, and it was hooked up. It ain't even sideways at all. And I come in the pits. I asked my dad, I said, "What'd you do to this thing?" He said, "I ain't do nothing but pump the tires up." We had a guy working with us, and he was over there. He acted like he was checking tire stagger. I don't even know if he knew what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, come here." And we walk over there. And he goes, "Ain't this thing supposed to have a shock on the right rear?" I was
Hmm.
like, "Yeah." We get to looking. Well, the shock mount done rusted out of the trunk. The shock was dragging the ground.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Well, shit, this thing is flying. We ain't putting the shock back on it."
Right.
So
Right.
I go over and I ask Glenn Reed. I go, "Hey, is there a rule saying that I have to run the shock on all four wheels?" He was like, "No, but I don't see why you wouldn't want to." I said, "That's all I need to know."
Yeah.
We took the shock completely off. We won 7 races in a row. And
It's
Glenn
crazy.
come to me after the 7th race is like, hey, you got to put a shock on that thing. So we ended up taking like a cheap Gabriel shock from Advance Auto and drilled a hole in it
Yeah.
and let all the fluid out of it and put it on the car and went back and won like 2 more in a row.
That's
Glenn didn't
awesome.
like that after we run it with no shock.
No, I can't. Once you won 7 in a row, he's probably like, "Hell, we got to do something to slow him down."
Yeah, man, we had some good times down there. I mean, I wouldn't change them, and we had some battles with people, on the track, off the track,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't change it for nothing, man. It was just great times, and Noah talks all that shit about nobody fighting no more, and people talking shit, and nobody wanting to protest and all that shit. Noah, you would not want fights like we had back in the day happening down there
No,
now, and they
no,
couldn't because now we would
you'd go to
all
jail.
fight our ass off,
Yeah.
and we would, maybe a week or two, we'd kind of snub each other, but we'd end up talking to each other in the driver's meeting or something. It's like take ass whipping like a man, get over it.
Yeah.
And nowadays, man, that don't happen. It's like you even say something to threaten somebody to whip their ass, and most times they gonna go get a charge on you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
That's what I
100%.
hate. I'd rather let's either go out there and wreck the hell out of them, protest them, or fight them. But no,
Right.
Yeah.
everybody just wants to sit there and quietly yap about each other all year long, and sometimes it multiple years, and it's
Yeah.
annoying.
Oh yeah.
Especially when
No.
you got people threatening, and they tell you, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm gonna protest him. I know that motor's legal." And then they get to tech and they're like, "Everything good? Thank you."
Yeah, but here there's also situations to where when you try to protest, track won't let you protest. You gotta remember that too.
Sure.
I've had that happen at Franklin. I've had that happen at Motor Mile.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've experienced that as well. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit if I protest your shit for $1,000. I mean, guess what? If I got to spend $1,000, no, you kicked my ass and you was legal, so be it.
Yeah. Right.
But
Right.
guess what? If I protest you for $1,000, track gets 200, I get my 800 back. Well, guess what? I know they don't do it at Franklin, but at Motor Mile, they take your rods. You didn't get your shit back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I knew you wasn't gonna be cheating with those parts again unless you
Right.
went and bought some more.
That's right. That's right. I already know
So
the answer to this question, but Anthony Heron wants to know: have you ever had a doodle? Have you ever? Jesus. Have you ever had a bounty on you because of a win streak?
yeah, yep. We
How'd that go?
me and Chucky had a bounty on both of us at
Yeah.
Motor Mile for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
And they paid 500 to win. They was
Yeah.
gonna pay an additional $500 bounty if anybody can come and outrun either one of us. And for 2 years, nobody never collected the bounty.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, y'all,
Um,
y'all know that you had a streak when there's actually a story, and I wrote the story about the streak ending, and obviously it was circumstantial of how it ended, but it
hmm
eventually did come to an end. But anyways, go
yeah.
ahead and tell us about your bounties in the past.
No, I mean we had a couple, small bounties at Franklin, over the
Yeah.
years. I don't even remember all those to be honest.
Yeah.
I know in 2000, Kenny Wagner built my new street stock car, and Howard LeBon was running
Choke
down
LeBon,
there.
Yep.
Who?
choke LeBon.
Yeah, he was running down there. I think he won the first 5 races,
Yeah.
and Whitey put a bounty on him. I think it was like a $300 bounty, and we come down. That was a crazy year. We missed the first 5 races. Come down with the car, and we whooped his ass.
Yeah.
And I forgot all about the bounty. He even come up to me after the race. He was like, "Hey, man, there's a $300 bounty on us." He's like, "You need to go collect it." Sure enough, I went to Whitey and he paid it.
Yeah.
But that was the year that was unbelievable, man. We missed the first 5 races. Come down there, we ran 28 races after we come started racing. Whitey run a bunch of races.
Oh yeah.
We run 28 races and won 27 of them.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So you don't have years like that. And from my understanding, that car Still holds the track record down there for a street stock. On
Hmm.
his stock chassis car, 84 Buick Regal front clip with a 66 Impala rear clip, 8-inch tire, 350 engine, 355 with a 450 lift cam, 350 Holly. And we went down there and qualified that car at 1486.
It's pretty good.
And I hate to say this because Jimmy Mullins, Jimmy's a wheel man. Dude can drive his
Oh
ass
yeah,
off.
for sure.
And I don't recall Jimmy running 1486 with his Super Street car.
Yeah, I don't know what their lap times were,
I might be
but you're
wrong,
probably right. No, you're probably right.
but I can still fight that. Is mine was a stock chassis car.
Oh,
It's
100%.
not a
100%.
late model. No,
Yeah.
and didn't have a third of the damn motor they run now.
Yeah. No, you're
But
right. All right, listen, before we get off here, anything that you thought we'd talk about that we haven't talked about?
not really.
I mean, because my memory ain't as good as it used to be, so I didn't know if there were some
Maybe
things that.
the Doug Williams deal.
I thought about it twice in the show, and it just kind of slipped away. So go ahead and tell us about you and Doug Williams and sliding off a hood.
Yeah, that was a messed up situation. That was in '98. Me and Looney was battling for the championship, and I think we had like maybe a 12-point lead, and Doug come down, and I don't know if Doug was kin to him or just good friends with him.
Yeah.
Doug come down, got to running, and we were all friends, and um, ended up this one particular night. Looney was leading, I was running second. We go to lap Doug, and like when we get to start finish line, Doug just pulls down and lets Looney go.
Yeah.
And I get up beside him. When I get beside him, he just nails it. And I was already on probation because
Yeah.
me and Matt Taylor had got into it the week before. Whitey's
Right.
like, hey, you get any more shit, I'm gonna suspend you. Okay.
Hmm.
So I go by Doug, and when I go by him, he just nails it. We run down in turn one, and he just knocks the shit out of me in the left quarter, spins me around. I back it in the outside wall. Well, John Hall was the official,
Yeah.
and I got out of the car. I was pissed, and John's like, "Hey, just mind your p's and q's. You know you can't get in no trouble. Blah blah blah. You get suspended." I was like, "All right." So I'm standing beside the car. Doug comes around the track, stops, gets out of his car, and walks over to me with his helmet and everything on. And John's like, "Hey, just go on. Blah blah blah." And he just kept running off at the mouth, and he come running toward me, and he come running toward me. John was like, "Do what you got to do," and I just Goldberged his ass, and we went across the hood of my car, and he landed on his head, and I landed on top of him, and I couldn't. I guess at the time he thought it was smart to leave his helmet on, so
It was
I
probably a
grabbed him
good
by
thing.
no, I grabbed him by the sides of the helmet and beat his head in the ground.
I don't know. For his landing, it was probably a good thing.
Yeah, maybe for the landing, but I was like, you know what? I can't get to him, so I um I just stuck my hand up in his helmet and just buried my fingers down in his eyeballs. Started pulling, and he started screaming. So they finally got me off of him, and I think they like never got the helmet off his head because his face had done swole up so much. And I was going to the pits, was getting ready to go across the guardrail, and one of the rent-a-cops grabbed me from behind. I didn't know who it was,
Yeah.
and I was like, get your hands off of me, And people was telling him, hey, just let him go, He's going to cool off. And I reached around, and I felt their damn walkie-talkie on their side. I just grabbed it off their side, just slung it up in the air, and it flew up in the air and hit the track and went in 200 pieces. But needless to say, they went and pressed charges on me. It cost me like $200 at Rocky Mount Courthouse. I had to pay for that, but and then in all honesty, I mean, after all that mess was over, I mean, me and Doug, we talked, and we all
Yeah.
remained friends. Me and him and Mike and Matt, because me and Matt had some differences.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of us talked. I mean, hell, back in probably '07, '08, Doug had a shop up in Salem.
Yeah.
We got
OSPP. Yep.
Yep, we got in with him and went up there, and Doug and Mike actually put my car on the chassis dyno,
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, $100 for a couple pulls. Shit, I give them $100, and we done probably 20 pulls on it. They was just letting us change everything, try a bunch of different stuff. And of course,
Yeah.
Ronnie
Yeah.
was with me doing all this stuff and
Oh yeah.
everything. So, I mean, like I said, all of us, we still talk when we see each other and everything, even though we've had our differences.
Yeah.
But it was some good times, but sometimes they didn't seem like they was gonna be very good. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can
I
imagine.
tell you, my biggest regret was when I got into it with Red Hartman,
Yeah.
and he tried to run me up in the wall, and I spun him out down the front stretch, and he kind of slammed the outside wall with the left side door,
Hmm.
and I come around the track under caution, and he's standing up on the hood, flipping me off, and to this day, I just wish I'd have just swerved over and just hit the front of the car and knocked his ass off in the track. But I didn't.
Oh God, poor
Hell,
Red.
even Junior Lester, man. I mean, that
Yeah.
poor guy. We got into it one night. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I think I do.
He built a brand new car, a Camaro. Come down, put it on the pole. We was on the outside pole, and we started the race. And we run 3 or 4 laps side by side with us on the outside, and we're coming down the backstretch, and he just kept bumping up into me, trying to run me in the outside wall.
Yeah.
And finally, we come around, and he done it. When he did, I just slammed him back to the left as hard as I could. He goes down, hits the inside wall head on it. He literally drives the left front wheel like plumb back into the door. It just tore that new car all to shit.
Yeah.
And he's coming around the track under caution, chasing me with sparks flying and everything. Well, he ain't like he's gonna catch me.
Yeah.
So they red flagged the race and stopped us on the front stretch. And I'm sitting in the car, buckled in, winding that up and everything. All of a sudden, here comes Junior running. He runs over to the car, and he grabs a hold of the window net and starts jerking on the window net. I'm like, you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
I just pulled that bitch back in low gear and just shot it to the floor. I can tell you this: his little legs could move about 30 miles an hour, and after that, he was done. Next thing you know, he's rolling out across the racetrack.
Oh God.
It's just crazy stuff that went on, man. I know it sounds probably stupid to a lot of people now,
Yeah.
but that's just how things were at Franklin back then.
It was some wild times back then for sure.
My mom's
People.
supposedly got all of the old VHS tapes that Gray Ghost Productions used to
Oh,
do.
you got to get those, man.
Dude, I'd love to get those things and kind of transfer them over so people can see some of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to do that for sure.
It's
That's
nuts,
some good
man.
stuff.
It is. Just
Yeah.
don't see it like that anymore.
No, no. I mean, I've been watching some of Gray Ghost videos that EC Hunley puts up from
Yep.
Oak Level, and they've been exceptional, man. They did such a good job with that era of video. They did such a good job. I'd love to see some of
Yeah.
those old videos that your mom's got them.
I know. I'd like for her to find them and get them out there where we can put them on, DVD or something. You know what I'm saying? Thumb drive something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just so
Yeah,
because even with them being that old, even if they're in good shape, they're going to be like choppy as hell. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
They're not going to be
But there's
perfect,
people
that's
out
for
there
sure.
now that can clean them up and get them back, in perfect condition and transfer them over. So I mean, you get them. We'll find somebody that can do it right.
Yeah, I need to get her to dig those things out because she's probably got a boatload of those things, man.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I wish I had every one of them, man. Looking back now, I wish I'd have bought every damn video they ever took.
Yeah, I mean, what they charge for those things? $5,
Yeah,
$10, something like that.
$5 or $10, something crazy. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then they always done at the end of the year. They do like the what was it, like the greatest moments, and put them
yeah,
all
yeah,
together from every class, like all the
yep,
the crazy wrecks, the fights, and all that
yep,
shit. They put it all together.
yep, yep.
It's pretty good.
You can find a few of those on like YouTube every now and then. Somebody will post one that's got like part of one of those videos or something. They're really good.
Yeah, I've seen some of the few that I guess it was Mike Elkins had posted
Yeah, yeah, yep,
with him running the B99 car and Mike Dudley running
yep,
the 96.3 car.
yep, yep.
Those
Yeah,
are cool to
Radio War
watch.
days. Yep,
Yep.
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 That's good stuff. Good stuff for sure.
Yes, it was.
All right. Well, we could probably talk all night, and people are sitting here listening, but we better not stay here all night. So we
Right.
we appreciate you coming on, though. Some good memories, good stories, good information. I knew you'd be a good guest for sure.
I appreciate y'all having me. I just wish Noah would have chimed in a little more.
Yeah, he never does.
Y'all talk about all this stuff I got no idea about.
Hey, what I tell you the other day, Langley? I think I've watched the podcast that y'all started, and I think I've only seen maybe a couple times that Noah was Noah.
Yep, yep,
And he just get riled up and wound up about shit.
yeah,
And I'm
yep.
like, hell yeah, that's Noah right there.
Need one of these. Oh,
You, sounds like to me you need three or four of those.
Yeah.
need a couple
Listen,
of
but I don't need him doing any of that until we start. Okay,
Right.
don't get ahead of it. We did a
That's
five
right.
hour show from Martinsville. We did a live watch along at Martinsville for 5 hours.
Right.
Okay, about hour three, it
it.
went real south. Real south. It
I
was
can't help it.
me.
There was a rain delay. All right.
It
He
was
done fell out
me
the damn
and
chair.
oh, yeah, it was just about. It was me and him and Mike Diaz from Southern National.
Oh
Needless to say,
Lord.
it was entertaining.
Oh shit. That's funny.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, yep,
Yeah.
got uh Chad Asbury chiming in here. He said Doodle for budget, just run stock 5.2 Ford rod motors, stock heads, hydraulic cams, stock intake, stock carbs, go back to budget racing versus built motors, more mini stock bodies than Mod 4.
That sounds good to me, but are we running adjustable cam gears or are we taking the stock one and making it adjustable where nobody knows about it?
I mean, I like the idea of that though. I mean, I like the idea of getting back to, the Pro Fours on dirt are more close to being, you know, mini stocks. You know what I mean?
No,
Or
I
what I
honestly
remember.
I like the idea of what Chad said. The only thing I don't like
Yeah,
is of course the hydraulic cams. And Chad will
yeah,
understand why. I mean, the
yeah,
solid cams is not the big, cost thing or the power maker.
yeah,
I mean, now they're going to roller cam shafts and shit like that, and it's just making the cost of it crazy, man. I mean, you can go back. I mean, I love 5.2 rods. This is the first year ever I've run a 5.7 rod motor. Well, no, I take that back. I had one and I sold it.
yeah,
So I've always run the stock 5.2 length rods and everything. So I'm good with that. It wouldn't hurt my feelings at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
But
I got you.
somebody's got to make the step, make the plunge, and got to enforce it, or it's never going to happen.
Yeah, and the problem is it's such a long process to get there. Because
Yeah.
let's take for example, like right now we could announce that's what we're doing. Well, we're going to have to make it to like year three of doing that and it being enforced before people go, you know what, I'm going to build me a car.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's really
Yep.
you're going to get a few along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The majority of them are going to be like, well, I got to see how this goes. You know what I mean? Well, and by that time, the track's done screwed itself. It's done lost a bunch of money. It done lost cars.
Yep.
Racing's in a no win, and this is every division. Racing's in a no win situation with 90% of this stuff.
It's true.
So it's
It is
just
true.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, it's nothing like it was before when you can just build an old car in your backyard and go play with it. It's
Yeah.
like now you got guys used to build their motors like Pop Holdren. Pop,
Yeah.
most time he still builds his stuff. Now, yes, he may not have the best luck,
Yeah.
but he's still out there doing it at 80 some years old. He's
Yep.
having fun with it. But and Pop will tell you, ain't no sense in giving $13,000 for a motor.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's monkey see, monkey do.
Right. Right.
See somebody get it, everybody else has got to have it.
Well, Larry
So
Larry Altus just chimed in. He said he won't ever forget when Doodle was building the new car, brand new paint and decals. I told him I was going to put a donut on the door. I put a donut on the door when we came around to lap me in the old blue Pinto when I first started.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, you probably wanted to kill him
That's
about
for
then,
sure.
didn't
And I'm not saying it didn't cross my
you?
mind, but uh, shit.
Oh, Lord.
Uh,
All right, let's wrap this thing up. I know some people got to go to bed. Dude, it's probably past your bedtime now.
yeah, it is. get my butt up, head to Richmond in the morning.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. All right, guys, let's wrap up episode 96 of the Pit Chatter podcast. We'll be back next week with, I don't know, we might have another guest. We might have Noah drinking. I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll be back next week.
Hell, I'll come back. We got more to talk about.
Oh, wait, listen, I'm pretty sure we can go for 3 or 4 more hours. No doubt in my mind.
Ain't no
So,
doubt.
no doubt. I mean, we ain't even talked
That's
about
right.
show cars yet. Okay. So I'm just
Hell
saying,
no.
we ain't even got there. So, all right, we'll get you back
Oh,
on
shit.
sometime
All
for
right,
sure.
man. I appreciate y'all having me, man. I appreciate it a lot.
All right, man. Sounds good. We'll see you.
Man.
All right.
Thank y'all. Later.
All right, guys, we're out.